today. I'm in the house. And what we're going to do here is I've got my laser engraver etcher here, the Creality Falcon 2 40 watt. And I've got a couple pieces of wood. And we're going to try to burn some designs just to see how it will do. So for example, this right here is this is actually 1/4-inch plywood, but this was a keychain. I could see it's backwards. It's not backwards, and not on the live, of course, but this was this is just a little keychain I made. So, but I've never done the Cedar. So we're gonna see how that comes out. And we'll take a look at the software, which was the most intimidating thing for me. Sorry, give me a second. I'm messing around with my darn, what do you call it? My tripod here. Sorry, guys. Teresa, hello. This is embarrassing. I'm having all kinds of problems with my tripod here. Just give me a second, guys. I'm really sorry. What is going on here? Okay. All right. Well, George, if you have a quick question, you're saying you're hoping it was me about the camper. Well, it's not. But if you have a quick question, I can cover it for you. Let me see. All right. Can you guys see this computer screen pretty well? All right. Okay. So let me grab some wood here. All right, so we're going to take this piece right here, and we're going to put it down in the bed here. Actually, that one's too long. Let's start this one here. All right, can you guys see that? And we are just going to take the head over. Now there's this little gauge right here. This is what sets the laser head height. So we're going to do it at the middle one. That's where I've kind of had the best luck with. So I am still learning this laser engraver here. And one of my takeaways is it's kind of just a big trial and error thing, at least for me. Alrighty. I gotta figure out why am I having such a hard time. There we go. Let's actually move this and a little bit right there. All right, so Lightburn is the most common software program that you have to use to make your designs. And for me personally, the software side is the challenging thing. So there is another software. The name of it escapes me right now. That one is free, but no one seems to use it, so I'm not sure if it's not as good or not. But Lightburn it is, and Lightburn's pretty affordable. It's about $100 annually, I believe it is. So if this is something you're using all the time for a hobby, it's worth it. If it's not, then of course that can get a little expensive. But this main pad here, this is our workspace. Now, of course, you can import images and do all kinds of things like that. I'm going to, you can also add text and some shapes and some other things here directly from the, right from the software, okay? But think of the software as where your project sits, and then to communicate it to the laser engraver, it has to go through the software, but the software also allows you to finalize your project. So it's a critical, key, important part. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to try something simple. So we're going to hit over here on this left-hand side, and it's going to allow us to enter some text here. Let's see. I think. Hold on, we're missing here. There we go. All right, so we'll just do the channel name. It doesn't look right. Let's go down to. Now, one little trick over here on this left thing, this gave me all kinds of problems, is in this upper left corner here, there's an arrow. And so you could select things down here. You could come over here and manipulate it, so just like I did the text. But it stays activated. So, and for the longest time, I didn't know how to deactivate it. So it's this little arrow up here in the left corner. Just a little trick here. So once this is highlighted, which is what you're currently working on, you can adjust the size. Everything in here is millimeters, but a quick thing on millimeters I always remember is 25.4 millimeters is 1 inch. So it's 25 is something that's pretty easy to multiply. So this is going to be a practice one. So we're going to go down to. We're just going to go down to about a 4 inch here. I might want to go a little bigger than that. Okay. Now this is not necessarily actual size here in this box, though it does move as you change the shape. All right. So why do I have? Let's see here. So these over here, in this box to the right here, that I'm manipulating right here, this is your layers, okay? So for our practice, we're just gonna do one layer. But let's say that I made something like this keychain here, where I engraved the letters in there, but at the same time, I cut out the outside, and obviously I didn't use the same laser power. So I created layers. One layer was just to simply cut this little oval, and the other layer, which was separate, was to engrave in the lettering. And what you can do is there's really 3 main things that determine how much the laser etcher will burn into the wood. It's the depth of the laser head, which is what we adjusted over there. It's the speed. Because as we'll do a little test here, and I'll show you guys what the laser head does, but the laser head moves, so you can adjust the speed of that, and obviously the slower it is, the more it's gonna, the more effective the laser is in burning in the material. And then finally is the power of the laser. So one of those settings is essentially fixed right from the get-go, but we will, within this layer, we will adjust the speed and power setting. Now, there is automated features in here to where you can take a material that you're using and burn. It'll do like a sample burning of different speeds and laser powers on it. I haven't got that far yet, but I've experimented a little bit. I think for something simple like some text, I know where we're at. Okay, so on this one, I am going to, it's this box right here. And I'm going to adjust the speed. Now, this is going to be just dependent on your material and your machine. But I know this is millimeters per second. I'm going to do 100 because this one we don't want to burn through the wood. And for the power, I'm just going to put it at 20 right now. And we're going to see. So it's probably going to be a light burn. I don't know. I'm not sure. I've never really worked with the Cedar here, but we are going to see how that does. Okay. Now, you can do a line, a fill, or an offset fill. So we'll play with a line is just going to be a line, just kind of like you would imagine, and the fill will be, well, we'll see. We'll try it both ways. So, all right, let's come over here real quick. All right. Perfect. All right. So what we can do is there's a couple different ways to where the start point of the head will be. But for this one, I've got it set up to where we can manipulate it manually, and then it will start from this position. Now, there is I'm going to show it here in a second, but there is a button to where you could see what the laser will trace out, and that way you can make sure that you have your material positioned right and all that kind of thing. So let's do that real quick. So this will be a pretty small one. So it's a frame button. Okay, so that's about right. You can see it's real small. Let's go ahead. Now, I'm going to leave this open so you guys can see it on camera. But if you're doing this in the actual presence of this, that's why these little covers here are so important, because it does give off some pretty intense ultraviolet light. But I'm going to leave it on once. This one should be real fast, just so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. But if you were to do this in real life, make sure that you, especially eye protection, but I even got like kind of like a little burn on it. All right, so there's a start button. Okay. All right. We're going to actually stop this because this one should be a pretty short one. I wonder if we had a little flame out, though. I wasn't watching it, of course. Let's try something over here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get rid of this whole job here. Something is not quite right, and I can't figure out what it is. All right. Let's actually X out of all of this here. Discard. All right. So if you want to bring those boxes back up, you can go to Tools. Windows, I'm sorry. And we want the move one. We want the cuts and layers. I think we'll be good for now. Okay, but let's minimize this, and we're going to import this job. So this is a job that I've already done. It's going to be a keychain roughly like that. Let's put this on the wood and see how this one does here. But we don't need, so we can actually just take these off. So we can change the output over here in this box. I won't lie, sometimes these boxes are kind of a little bit of a pain in the butt to do. So let me just see something. Here. All right. So let's see if this one went. I don't know why the other one is giving me some problems here. There we go. All right, let's see. Oh, look at that. That actually turned out pretty good. You guys see that? That's not too bad. That actually looks really, really nice. I'm curious about something. Let's see something here. All right, let me just see something here. Let's see if we can cut this out here. All right. We're just going to erase this whole thing. We're going to do an oval here. Okay, now this is going to be the red layer. So we're going to turn that on. We're going to turn on the air. I feel Like I'm going to leave it off. Now this one is for a cut line. Speed on this is 9 and the power is 80. So it's going to be pretty intense. I'm going to actually move the speed up a little bit though, because I don't want the cedar to catch fire, and I think it actually cuts a little softer than the plywood I was using, but let's give it a shot. So we raise the heat up. Now, so what we have to do is, because we already burned that, we're going to walk back over here, and we want this circle. Now this isn't perfect work, this is just us playing here, but we want, so we already have our writing right here, right? So we want to see this go something like this, because we want our little burn circle to be right around that. So let's set that there real quick. Let's hit frame. Okay, that was very small, so we're going to need to make okay, that's what we're wanting, but let me make it a little smaller. A little big. Let's make it just a little bit smaller. Almost there. Almost there. Okay, that's just about perfect. So let's go ahead and do this one. You might see some fire on this one. Let's see. Now, apparently this device has a some sort of system where if it detects fire or smoke, it'll shut off. So we are getting a little bit of smoke here, aren't we? Let's see if we can make it through without fire. Open up my doors here. All right, no fire, no fire. Now, let's see if it actually cut all the way through. And it did not, but it came very close, because you guys can see right there some of those burn areas. Let's give this one just a little bit more here. All right, again, we're just practicing. We're not going to be perfectly on the lines, I could tell you that. But I am going to just change it just a little bit, let it do its run here, and see if we can get just enough to cut this thing out. We're going to make it smaller too. Oh, I heard it. I heard it. Look at that. Is that amazing or what? This thing burnt through a half. Now it's cedar, you know, don't get me wrong, but it burnt through a 1/2 inch of cedar. And I don't know what you call this, but hey, we made our little oval here. So, all right, guys, we will cut it off here. Maybe I'll do these again. So these laser engravers are pretty cool little tools, and I've got a lot to learn. But if you can master them, you can get some pretty good stuff. So that's what we made right there. Cut through 1/2 inch of cedar.